Hey y'all, it's KJ
And I'm Mila Nicole.
and welcome to the rebrand of the Young Minds podcast. All right, so for starters, let's get into an icebreaker question. I'm sure everybody wants to know.
I forgot we did those. Okay.
I'm sure everybody wants to know where we've been.
Yeah.
Would you like to start us off?
I'll start us off. So I think last episode we recorded was like January. I was looking on Instagram. It was like January. So that was basically a year ago. Oh. And we honestly,
it's been that long.
Been doing whatever 2023 did for us. Like, I've been at school. It kind of got hard to film because, spring semester was way better than fall semester. So I had a bunch of stuff to do or a bunch of stuff that I wanted to do. And then, just life been lifing. So
life definitely been lifing, baby.
That was where I was at.
And y'all also know we're in two different states. She's home now for break, but we live in two different states. Me personally, 2023 was not the best year for me because trying to balance life, business, mental health, and being human, it was not easy.
And being people going into adulthood. Like
going into adulthood,
we out of high school. We was fresh out of high school
when we first started,
trying to figure out what we was doing with our life. So and we got a little bit better.
Yeah, I didn't go to college, y'all. So I've been trying to figure this life thing out without school, working 2 jobs, being an auntie, mama, a daughter, still having a personal life.
Yeah. So we've just been figuring ourselves out. But now we've got ourselves together somewhat. Enough to be able to successfully record episodes in person and produce them and get them out edited so we're good enough quality that we like. So we back.
Yes, we back and we better. Y'all see, it's the rebrand. So how do you feel like this year treated you?
I feel like this year treated me good. Oh, I can't do that. I feel like this year treated me good. I was just having this conversation with like my auntie Vicky and Ari and Destiny and them, and they were saying how they didn't like 2023,
me
but
either.
I did.
2023 was definitely your year for sure.
It didn't like. I feel like 2023 for me wasn't a bad year. I feel like all the goals that I said that I wanted to accomplish in 2023, although I didn't accomplish them, I was putting in the footwork to accomplish them in 2024.
Definitely.
Like, I was definitely putting in a lot of work. I learned a lot of lessons. I was saving my money. I was getting a lot of stuff. And I learned a lot to where I know for a full-blown fact, as soon as I'm actually starting on stuff now, but like, this is a part of me starting on stuff now that all the stuff that I wanted to do last year is going to get done this year.
Yeah, for sure.
It was a good year for me.
Yeah, I definitely feel like for the most part you accomplished all your goals because at the beginning of the year we had that vision board party in my house, and for the most part everything you put on your vision board list you definitely.
And that's crazy because I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I don't ever look back at my vision boards.
See, so what's the point of making them?
But I'm going to start. But I don't ever really look back at them. At my list and stuff.
I feel like another reason my year wasn't so good is because at the beginning of the year when we actually made those vision boards and we tried to lay out like our plans for the year, like I wasn't really sure. Like I wasn't really sure. I didn't know what direction I wanted to go in. I didn't know what my next steps were gonna be. I didn't know how I was going to accomplish those goals. Like I was just so like still stuck in high school.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I still am now, but like after this year, I feel like I've seen so much. Like I've been through so much this year.
And mentally. I feel like if I look at like the past stuff we used to write down, we was not really being realistic. You gotta think about we're trying to get a lot of stuff done. Plus, we still have to live a life. And with life, you never know what's going to come your way. We was putting too much on our plates, like
not giving ourselves enough credit for what we already had done.
Yeah, like I like think about it. Like some of the stuff that I was trying to get done this year, well, technically we could say last year. I was trying to do too much, like, and I'm not superhuman. I can't do all that stuff. So it's like. That was a part of the lesson learned. You can't do all that stuff this year. You need to pick a few things that you want to do and just make those perfect. Like stick with it, work that, and then maybe 2 or 3 years later you can do that.
I agree. That wasn't like you said. Our goals being realistic. I feel like a lot of my goals weren't realistic, especially because, like you said, we were fresh out of high school when we first started this podcast.
Yeah.
Trying to start a business fresh out of high school, it's not easy. It's not as easy as it was when we were in high school. Like in high school, we had
that structure.
Exactly. Like we had a schedule. We had a daily schedule. Like everything we had to go by on a daily basis.
Be at from 8 to 3.
Yes. So it was like it's not that easy now. Like I work 2 jobs. My schedules are never consistent ever. So it's like, when do I actually have time to focus on my business? But this year I've definitely learned that I need a schedule. Like, I need a schedule. I need everything to be laid out
in a calendar.
Yes, definitely. And also coming into this year, I was in a relationship and I wasn't like I wasn't growing. Like, I was stagnant. I was still in the same position I was when we first got into that relationship. And I feel like I don't need that energy.
Yeah.
So I had to put it into that, obviously. And a lot of friendships too. A lot of friendships and family relationships, baby. I'm quick to cut a family member off. Because you're not serving me no purpose. Like, I feel like I got rid of a lot of dead weight in 2023 that I needed to. Like, being by myself at times where I needed people the most. Why are you here? You serve no purpose. When I need you, you're not here, so why are you here?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the biggest lesson 2023 taught me, is that, like, you really in this by yourself at the end of the day. So if you don't got you, ain't nobody else gonna have you.
Yeah, and I feel like another thing I learned is, like, as long as you do your part, you can't really depend on nobody else. So
nobody.
If you feel like they're not doing your part, then that just lets you know what you gotta do going forward. You do your part, you handle your business. If nobody else doing what they gotta do, then you just gotta keep going on. You can't expect everybody to be on the same mindset as you. Like,
definitely. And I had to realize too, for our age, we say this all the time. We said this in a few episodes in the past. We are very mature for our age. Like, I think I noticed that more this year than I ever have in my life. Like, looking at where a lot of other 19-year-olds are and where I'm at mentally.
Looking at where grown people at.
Hello. like, literally.
Like, we're grown, but, like, people who way older than us.
Got more experience in life than us.
Like, they mindset. We up there.
Definitely.
We probably a good 40 in my mind.
Yeah. I always say, I feel like I've been here before.
People have said that to me, like, you way mature than you should be.
Even at work, like, I work obviously with a lot of older people. Like, I work in a club, I work at a hotel. Even at work, when I tell people how old I am, they are like mind blown. Thank you. They are like mind blown. Like, there's no way you're 19. Like, I feel like I look 19. I just don't act it.
Yeah. We definitely probably look younger than 19.
I also feel like I was really stagnant this year. Like, I felt so stuck and trapped this year. Like, I don't know how to explain what I mean when I say that, but the only way I can is, like, I couldn't figure out what was next. Like, I feel like I'm still, even now, like, I'm still stuck in 2022 graduating year. Because when I graduated, I had so much going, and then after that, it's like everything just stopped.
I think with you, it was because you had a plan, or you had something that you wanted to be your plan, and because that, you gotta think about it. Like, high school, everybody treats you like a kid, and then as soon as you graduate, they expect you to know what you want to do for your rest of your life.
Right then, like, as soon as you walk across the stage, it's like hit.
You go to college, you're supposed to pick a major that's supposed to define your whole entire life. But if you don't go to college, it's like, what do you do next?
Right, what's next?
So it's like, these is really the years we gotta. It feels like you have to figure everything out to successfully start your life. Like, if, like, you make one bad move with credit, you make one bad move with your money, then it can mess everything up in the future.
That's something I do need to work on too, baby. Money management, because
I've been on you.
Yeah,
you ain't been doing it.
It's hard, girl. It's hard because, baby, bills be billing, life be lifing. So I don't know, but that's one of my biggest goals for 2024. Definitely starting it off right with that credit card. Started off right with that credit card. But yeah, I definitely felt real stagnant, real trapped this year. But 2024, like, I've been putting in I feel like I really wasn't putting in no footwork, but, like, the lessons I learned are gonna help me put in the footwork for 2024.
And but I kind of think the opposite, because we had this conversation multiple times before. Like, you'll be like, I don't feel like I'm doing nothing, and then I'll sit back and be like, but you did this, but you did this, but you did this. I think it's hard for us to think about what we've done, like, because it's us. We're doing it every day. We're the ones doing it every day. But when you have somebody else sit back and be like, no, you did this, you was doing this, like, you actually did do some things, although you didn't do everything that you wanted to do, and you didn't get as far as you wanted to go. You got some stuff done, enough to where, like you said, you learned some lessons to be able to really do what you was trying to do in the next season.
Definitely, for sure. But for 2024, I feel like my top goal for not even just our podcast, but life period, is balance.
Yeah.
Like, I need balance and I need structure for 2024.
Mine is consistency.
That's one too. That's the
mine is definitely consistency, because I can start something quick,
but finishing it is always the issue.
Or I can start, stop. I want to start and keep going, and like, no breaks. Don't let nothing get in the way. No breaks. Mwah. No bars.
Period. Definitely that. Do you feel like you know what's next? Like
I do. Y'all gonna see this on another episode that we do, but I wrote down my goals, and like I was telling you, like I have a plan, and I feel like this is actually a realistic plan. Mm-hmm. Like this is a plan where if I write it down and I follow each step, like really sit there and like this is the end goal, but I need to do this, and this before to get me to that. I can get it done. I can get it done for sure.
Definitely.
How about?
I feel like what's next for me is creating structure and becoming disciplined.
So what is your definition of structure though?
Like, how can I explain it? Like consistency. Staying consistent with the schedule that I create for myself. I feel like that's structure. Yeah. Having an everyday routine, sticking to it, like work, personal life, mental health. Like I have to have some structure and some balance.
Yeah, you gotta work hard but play hard.
Exactly. That's my mom just told me that the other day when I finally told her like I'm gonna cancel my birthday trip and stuff like that. She was like, you gotta work hard and play even harder. Like put that work in and enjoy it.
Yeah, cause it's like you working. Diamond say this all the time. Working to pay bills. I'm not about to be working to pay bills. You're gonna have a miserable life if all you're doing is work.
That's what I feel like 2023. Like I literally felt like that, especially because this is my first year. This was my first year. Last year was my first year being completely on my own. Even though I wasn't even completely on my own because I still had my mother and my father to fall back on. I just felt like because I couldn't fall back on them for every single thing that I was getting alone.
Yeah.
But I wasn't. Yeah. And like it took me all year to see that. Like I really have people in my support system that's gonna help me if I need them. Like I have people to fall back on. But in those times where I don't have them, baby, it felt like
the whole world
was crumbling. Like that's literally what it felt like. 2024, I definitely want to make sure I make it my business to just put me in the center of everything.
Yeah, pour into yourself. That's another one of my goals. Like, I feel like I be trying to like always help people, or I like to do stuff for people. But I feel like this year, I ain't gonna lie, skip y'all. I'm doing stuff for me. Like, if I want to do it, then yes, I'm gonna do it. But I'm putting what I want to do first.
Definitely. I feel like towards the end of 2023, I finally learned how to say no.
I still didn't.
No, I feel like although I don't say it often, I finally to a point where I don't feel bad for saying no.
Okay.
Because usually, like at the beginning of the year, I feel like that's why I was like.
That is why you was stuck at first.
I was stuck because I don't know how to say no. I don't know how to put me first and be like, well, it's not benefiting me, so therefore I won't be doing it.
Or I'm not happy with that.
Yes, I'm not happy. So I'm always trying to think about what's best for everybody else and not myself. Like I'm always giving myself the short end of the stick. But no, baby, I deserve the whole stick.
Exactly.
Like, no, I need to be putting Caleb first because at the end of the day, me putting y'all first is not serving me no purpose because y'all not putting me first.
Yeah.
Y'all not making sure I'm good. Y'all not making sure I'm taken care of. So therefore, I'm the only person that's gonna do that. That's what I'm gonna do.
You got bills. Your bills are paid.
Hello. All 2024.
So you should treat yourself.
Okay. And yes, starting the year off right. Going for my birthday.
For real. So what are you gonna do for your birthday?
I'm gonna just go to Canada.
Okay. So like near here or like Toronto?
Niagara Falls.
Oh, okay.
Because I already canceled the Jamaica trip. Can't get my money back for that.
I'm still trying to get my jet back.
I can't get my money back for that, but I did get like an e-voucher through Delta and stuff. So
I was just talking about switching my trip. Maybe if I switch my trip, we can all do Jamaica
together.
Maybe,
and I just feel like I don't feel bad for canceling it because it was so much happening. Like even with me trying to get my passport, every time I went to go to my passport appointment, something happened to where I couldn't get it. When I finally did get it, I literally canceled the trip 2 days later.
When you do your passport, you take your picture right then and there.
I did. It's an additional fee though.
How much?
It's just like $15. But baby, the passport fee is $40.
How much is the passport then? I thought it was like $130.
It's like $130 plus that fee and then picture fee.
Okay, so that makes sense.
So my joke was like $190. If I would,
but you got it?
No, I haven't got it yet. It's still, girl. You know.
No, but like you did it.
Oh yeah. It was like $190, and then if I would have expedited it, would have been dang near $300. Okay. So make sure you get it way before you go. Yeah.
Before I go back to Georgia.
And I think that was another thing. I feel like God showed me a lot this year. God showed me a lot this year. Like even with this trip, everything kept happening. I'm like, it happened for a reason. It wasn't meant for me to go to Jamaica, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
A lot of my prayer this year was asking God to give me the ability to be okay with what He showed me. Ever since like I started living by that prayer, I've been fine.
Yeah, because even when I have car issues, it's always a bigger plan. Mm-hmm. That's my thing. That's what I always say too. Like, God's plan is not my plan. So even if it don't go, right now, I know it's definitely going to be better later on.
Definitely. Like even when I be having car issues, you know, I'm the queen of car problems. So even when I be having car issues, I used to sit down and cry. Like, what is that gonna do? What is that gonna do? I'll be like, oh God, here we go again. Pray, look, Lord Jesus, just bless me with this money. Just bless me with the money so I can get this car fixed. And He blessed me with my mama money. Amen. Because Lord knows my bank account don't eat.
Somebody bless my mama money.
Yes, for real. But this year definitely was a lesson learned. And I'm ready for 2024 because I'm coming. Okay. 2024 not ready for me.
So, period. Wait, what was the thing we seen earlier on TikTok? Ask for like you complain about your plate being full, but you ask to eat.
Right, but you ask to eat. No, I ain't complaining this year, Lord. That's how I feel. Give me all the problems. I want it.
So we talked about like our plans, why we stopped. What is your goal for our podcast in this season? I'm gonna say this season, meaning you know how our schedule is planned for the podcast. So what is your plan for this season in what is this, January to May?
Balance and consistency.
Yeah.
Us balancing our personal lives with our episodes, which we already have that figured out. We made sure we had that figured out before we started the rebrand. And consistency, just staying consistent with like our networking, our marketing, tech, all that good stuff. We got that figured out too. So we got this in the bag.
I think of course our goals align because we doing this together, but that's my same thing. Like I knew this could be something when we first started it. We just had to, learn our lessons,
right? Figure
but I definitely see this being like very inspirational for other people, simply because we are so young. Like you see a lot of people doing podcasts, but they older than us. A lot of people are older than us. I talk to a lot of people our age, and they're like, I want to start a podcast, but nobody has started it. So I feel like we'll kind of be like, the start to some of the people we know, like, okay, they doing it. They our age. We can do it now.
Exactly, motivating them.
And I definitely see us, because I know our relationship. I know we can do this way beyond. I can see us by the end of the year probably having 100 episodes.
Definitely.
Like, okay, am I lying? 100 episodes?
I think so.
You think we can get 100 done?
I think so. If not 100, close to it.
Yeah, I think like we'll probably, if not 100, like 80. But I can see us getting it done, and that's what excites me. Like I know what we can be. So that's what pushes me to keep going.
I feel like us doing this, like you said, a lot of people our age want to do this, but I feel like us doing it is gonna like set everything off. Yeah. Like they doing it, they got all of this.
Now we about to do it.
Let's get it, and that's one of our goals, like to motivate people, to encourage people to get out there and get it done.
Yeah, get people on here and we talk about how we started, how they started, what y'all do differently. Like we always say, we want to be people who bring people up with them. We don't want to be the people who get up and then we just doing what we doing. We want to help everybody along the way, and have people help us, because somebody might start theirs and they can teach us something. So that's definitely you learn one of the
something
goals.
New every single day.
You do.
My mom's girlfriend was just telling me last night when I was getting my hair done. She was like, I wanted to start a podcast, but our mouth's too vulgar. I'm like, that's the point of a podcast. Like, you shouldn't have to filter yourself.
You shouldn't. You gotta say what's on your chest, and say it with your chest.
Okay,
like,
hello.
The point of a podcast is to express yourself. Everybody, because your mouth might be vulgar, but it's a million other people's mouth just like that,
and sometimes way worse.
And they probably think, I want somebody out here who's gonna be real and be like me.
Exactly, and that's the point of it. You should be able to, like, your audience. And then my thing is, our audience is targeted towards people who are in same predicaments as us. Like we all trying to get money. We all trying to win. We all trying to be successful.
Yeah,
and that's our audience. Unapologetically, you know what I'm saying? So, like I was telling her, your audience is gonna be the people who,
and you're gonna attract the people who are like-minded.
Exactly.
So there's always gonna be somebody who's gonna agree with you. There's gonna be people who definitely don't agree with you, but there's gonna be somebody who.
But
agrees
they even the people who don't agree with you, they still gonna watch and you still gonna benefit off.
Exactly.
So because you know you
know that you don't agree with me because you've seen it. So it's like, hey,
you seen it and you tell them you don't agree with it, which is also
you cared enough,
exactly,
to say that you didn't agree
so
with
who's
it.
really winning here?
Yeah, you just got to keep that mindset too. That's a part of like the way I want to keep that mindset throughout us going. Like, whoever says the naysayers, you just naysaying. You know what I'm doing. I don't know what you're doing.
Hello, I'm not even concerned.
Okay.
Who are you again?
I'll wait.
Another one of my goals, though, for sure, is gaining a hefty audience. Like,
yeah.
I want us to be able to be like, oh, you,
and you know, like you see people who like them consistent watchers. Mm-hmm. We had consistent viewers last time, but like I just can't wait to like call you like, you see we hit this many thousand views. Like even from keeping me.
Even from last time, like
when we hit like what was like 500, we were so happy.
But that's a huge step. Yeah. My grandma always used to tell me, think about if all those 500 people were sitting in front of you. Like that's a lot of people. Big audience. You get what I'm saying? That's a lot of people.
I can barely talk in front of 20. So
so 500, that's a lot. Like even 1K, like hitting that on Instagram, that's a huge flex. So yes, we need y'all.
We do.
Oh, I was about to say about last season, like I'm gonna say last season. Mm. My girl was telling me about an episode that I forgot all about.
I forget. It's crazy, and it be people that you don't think will watch it that watch it. Like I was talking to somebody. I need to know who that was. Last year. No, it's crazy because I don't talk to them at all anymore. That's why I did that. But I was talking to somebody around this time last year, and they had said something you said in your podcast. I said, you watched that?
Like she, and then the crazy thing, like I was telling you earlier, she manifested me. Because she was telling me, she was like, I used to watch your podcast on Sundays while I was doing my homework.
Like that's crazy. Girl, you weren't even thinking about her.
Like, first of all, I forgot she existed. So for you to be watching my podcast and telling me something I said in my podcast, and I don't even know you exist, like
it's crazy. But it goes to show, like, you don't even. Like, yeah, we see the views, but we don't really paying attention to who really be watching. Mm-hmm. And people be watching. And they be remembering the stuff we said. Like,
and we be saying some good
stuff. I will never forget when I had got that DM and the girl was like, I just watched your podcast and you really inspired me. Like, I almost started crying. Like,
because that's one of our goals.
That's our goal.
To be accomplishing that.
So just keep getting those messages and keep getting people say, like, I heard you say this. And you're like, dang, I did say that. Mm-hmm. I'm glad you was listening because I forgot about it.
I said that. That's literally how it was when she told me. I was like, I said that? I was like, oh, I need to write that down. I be saying some good shit.
For real. Like, okay, Mila.
All right, now. Look at us. Okay. That's definitely the goal for this season, though, to get more of that.
Yeah.
I want us to make sure we stay confident in our success, too. Like, I don't want us to ever get to a point where, like, say, for instance, 1 week we get 1,000 viewers and the next week we get 200. I don't ever want us to get to a point where we be like, dang, like, what are we doing? Like, what is it? You know what I'm saying? I want us to always use that as fuel. Like, all right, we had 200 this week. Let's try to get 2K next week. You get what I'm saying?
And that, I feel like that's gonna make us better overall.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And I said that too. Like, I don't ever, even with our friendship, like, I don't ever want this podcast to get to a point where it's like I want everything for the podcast to be positive vibes on.
Yeah, and genuine and not forced. Mm-hmm. So if we don't ever be beefing, but like, you know, because it be people who it's like when you doing business with friends,
it's hard.
It can get hard because it's like you still have to keep the business. You gotta really keep your friendship first, but the business is a main priority. So it can get hard. But like you said,
even when we were doing like outside the podcast, we host our events, girl, ready to kill each other. But
that only happened one time. But yeah, it get
twice.
Like it did happen twice.
The day of the pop up, we was arguing about balloons.
That's so stupid.
We was arguing about balloons, and I'm like, we just like, okay, whatever. We just go figure this out. And then last year when we had the mishaps.
But you see, we still here.
Right.
That's one thing I can say about it because you don't even remember. That's I'm like you talking about twice. I talking about once. Like it. I feel like a lot of friendships. Oh, we were just talking about this too. Like y'all be having y'all moments where it be that heavy silence, but like we got to move forward.
Right,
so,
girl. Okay, next. What's
for
next?
real? What's next? Come on now, keep going because ain't nothing gonna stop this right here.
And we've been in
know each other for too long. We didn't know each other. It's crazy. We did not used to like each other.
Y'all, we used to hate each other.
Until high school.
We used to hate each other. Like, wanted to rip each other necks.
We became cool in 8th grade, but I don't know what happened after that. But we didn't really get. It's like when we got close, we got close.
Yes, because we used to hate each other so much, we never expected it.
Yeah, and like I guess we just didn't. I don't know why we didn't like each other. Because when you think about it, we must didn't really know each other because
to like each other.
We got close because we're very have similar mindsets.
You know what I remember? The only thing I remember about me not liking you is that we was. Oh, I don't remember how old we was. We was little bit. It was Jeep days. It was pink Jeep days.
I was thinking the same. It's crazy.
Pink Jeep days, and we was over Ari's house, and I wanted to ride the Jeep with Ari, and we was tussling over who was gonna ride in the Jeep with Ari.
I remember when we was like in the 4th grade, and you used to be like, you write too small. You had said something about like people who write too small be this way. I said, what?
I don't
like,
remember. I remember saying something stupid
that.
Like that, but now I write like a freaking ant. So.
Yeah. Now I don't write like that. Right. So it's crazy.
It's funny how roles change.
It's crazy how people grow.
Even in 5th grade though, like we had a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, we was cool. You used to be at my house, but we used to be sick of each other too.
Definitely. That is so crazy. We've been knowing each other majority of our lives.
Our whole life, our friends. I was just thinking about that. Like, you gotta think about it. Deshaun, I've been friends with him since 4th grade. Barnell 7th. Adulthood, like kindergarten.
But we've been knowing Deshaun since like 3rd.
Yeah.
Because remember Miss Morris?
His class used to be right next to ours. It's crazy. Like,
that is insane. And we
be growing with these people. We see where they came from, what we doing now. I can't wait to be on our episode.
I also this is almost close to my last goal for the podcast. I want us to get a space to create. Like by the end of the year, I want us to have
a studio.
Like
yes,
I want us to have a space because I know for a fact by the end of 2024 we're going to be in a place where we can get a space.
And a goal for me, I want us to have somebody on here as a guest that we don't know, like somebody who we like them, and they like are what we talk about enough to come on our podcast. Like we got guests, but we know those people already.
What about the person we was talking about earlier in the car? No, I'm not gonna say no names, obviously.
I don't remember.
When we was leaving McDonald's, he was on her page.
Yes. Okay.
Even like I know her, but I don't know her.
Yeah, we don't know her for real. That would I like that.
That would be so.
That would be a good one.
That would be so good.
That would be a real good one.
Look at us coming up with ideas
that we didn't even have that written down.
Yes,
we gotta write that down after this, but I think it's gonna be a good year.
I do too. I agree for sure. Like this about to be a grinding year,
and it's a good rebrand. I feel like I'm rebranding myself too.
Yes, because when we first started, like I wanted this.
The bear was cute.
Oh yes, y'all. We said bye to the bear.
We said bye to the bear. We had to lay him to rest.
Yes, y'all see.
We on to a more mature side of life.
Cause we are now. We new people.
Yeah,
we're not even the same girls we was when we first started.
We not gonna be the same people tomorrow.
We women now. We ain't girls no more.
For real.
That's scary, ain't it?
And is. But you gotta get there. You gotta get to that point where you live. Like we matured. I can't wait.
How do you feel? Do you feel like our podcast is gonna help with your mental health?
Yeah, I think it been did that though. It had got me to think about different stuff that I did. Or different stuff that I didn't even know I did. You know, I feel like it did help. Like for a full blown fact, it helped because even though we stopped at the beginning of January, I can even tell like I just grew as a person where I've been wanting to do like I'm gonna start therapy when I get back to school, and I feel like it'll just help me grow as a person. Like I feel like I'll do really good for myself, but if I did that, I would be doing way better. I know I grew mentally. I know I definitely grew my relationship with God. Like me and my friends with the church, almost every time they had church.
Even without
during
church,
this semester, yeah, like I built a relationship outside of church.
That was one of our goals.
That was one of our goals. So yeah, I built it. Although I barely touched my Bible, so sad, and I bought one.
Which we don't feel bad about, because baby, we still
gonna get there. You know, you always got time to grow, but I still grew in my relationship with God, so it definitely helped.
Absolutely.
But in all the aspects that I wanted to help in, it helped.
I feel the same way. I feel like honestly, our podcast is kind of what helped me get through the year, because I always knew we were going to get back to it.
Yeah.
It was a question of when, but I always knew we were going to get back to it, and it just gave me something to look forward to.
Yeah, and it's just give you a story to tell, your testimony.
Definitely.
Like, y'all, this is what I was doing. Because you got to think about it. Right now, we're just giving them an overview of what happened. But as we get deeper into our topics, and even in a different season, maybe next season, the third, we're going to think about stuff that happened during that time we took a break. Like, dang, I probably was going through it during this time. And, like, stuff was happening that I wasn't even really reflecting on. We don't really sit down and think about this did happen, like this is what's going on. We don't really think about that until
time go by so
way
later. Oh my God, time go by so fast. I can't believe it's been a whole year.
Literally.
A whole year.
We was doing this a whole year ago.
And it
don't feel like
it. Does not feel like it. Feels like 3 months ago.
I remember everything that I did starting in January. I remember, I ain't gonna say everything, but I remember a lot of stuff, and it just feel like it was the other day.
I remember what I was doing December 31st at 11:59.
What?
At a club. Well, it wasn't really a club. It was at like a little bar.
I remember what I did. I don't remember what I did last New Year, but I knew what I was doing at school. Coming back to school, I remember everything about that week, for real. It just feel like the other day when my dorm flooded.
I remember that.
Dorm flooded. All them games. I just remember it all. And it was the other day, but
this year I'm glad I'm at a point where I can put 2023 in my rearview mirror. Because this year I seen a post, it was like 2020 broke me, 2022 changed me, and 2023 something. But I feel like for me, 2022 changed me, 2023 broke me, baby. 2024 I'm coming back full speed. I ain't playing no games.
Ooh.
I'm not playing no games.
Love that for you.
Like 2023 definitely, this probably was the worst year of my life. Worse than 2020.
Yeah.
2020 wasn't that bad.
You gotta think about it. The beginning of the year for you was the hardest part. And then like once it hit the middle, you start getting better.
It got better, yeah, but like even still mentally, like I always, ever since I got my mental health good, like I've always tried to keep my mental health good.
Yeah, you kept it as your priority.
This year was so hard with that. It was so hard. It was so hard. And when your mental health not right, you not right.
Yeah.
That is so important. Your mental health is the most important thing about health, period.
Yeah.
Because when you mentally healthy, you can be physically healthy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this year I'm ready to say bye-bye. Day 364, 365, I'm ready for 365, because baby.
Call it. Get out of here.
Deuces. Bye. You got to go, my boy. Yes. I'm ready, though.
Yeah.
I'm ready for everything we got coming for us.
Me too. It's going to be a good year, y'all.
Definitely.
So I think the question I want to ask the audience is, what is a part of y'all rebrand? Like, where do y'all see yourself in this upcoming year? Or reflecting on last year, how did last year change you, and did it alter the goals for the next season of your life? Even if you're not doing it based off a year, like the next month, you got to break stuff down, because we think about a year, but it's 12 months in this year. You got to make it through every day. So what do y'all see yourself in this next season of your life, and how did last year affect y'all? And I think that's about it, right?
Yeah. And what good qualities about, like, even like the bad things that turn good, like what qualities of 2023 were good that you do want to take?
Yeah, because don't always think about the bad.
I don't always think about the bad. Because personally, like all them lessons I learned, like all the bad shit that happened to me
was
this
good
year,
stuff.
Baby, this is fuel for my fire for 2024 for sure.
So without further ado, y'all, I'm Mila Nicole.
And I'm Kejane.
And you just watched the Young Minds Podcast. Bye.
Bye.